I need to finish up my contribution into Sodak Model Car's Naked Group Build. This is an interesting challenge because I won't use any paint on this model. Last year I did a box art tribute to Monogram's 57th Street Vet, and this year I decided on a doozy of a project by combining these two issues of Monogram's Duesenberg Town Car. In the last installment, I cut off the roof from both bodies to have a more prototypical black top for the plated body. I also assembled the plated chassis and engine. It's time to make a proper going-to-town car. So it's time to deal with the fender unit. In the previous video, showed that this side had some scratches, and it has since been polished. And that actually looks really good. This side has not been polished. That is kind of cloudy. You can kind of see how much better that looks just with the type of polish. This is the kind of polish I've been using lately. As you can see, it's the big jug, and this is finish cut compound. Start with this, and it says no swirls, and so far it's been really great. This was recommended by many of the best model car painters out there, and I've been pretty pleased with it. It even smells good. I followed up with the Shine Master. Yep, Shine Master. Polish and sealant. Again, it smells good, and it works great. I still haven't gotten rid of my old favorites, Novus, number 2 and number 1. I'll run a quick final coat of these on the plastic, and it's pretty much done. There wasn't any kind of real bad imperfections that needed to be sanded out. And so we're gonna just kind of go with that. And it certainly feels nice and smooth. Let's get to polishing that side. With the fenders shiny, it's time to make another decision. Whether or not to use the black running boards or the chrome running boards. This was kind of tough because there's like little chrome trim molded in there, and I think I'm gonna foil those. And then it's like, do I foil all of the rub strips on this and leave this black, or just leave it all chrome? One thing about the silver body that's kind of bothered me, or it doesn't really bother me, it's just something I think I want to try. It's kind of risky, but Duesenbergs typically have the accent color along this belt line. And so with this one being silver, when I cut it from the tree, I noticed it's black plastic. So my thought is, if I take the blue stick and carefully sand the chrome from the belt line, I could have black trim in the proper Duesenberg area. So I think I'm gonna go for it. So wish me luck. Yeah, I decided to use some tape. That's where I've gotten. I even did the hood. The hood was very tricky because
because it's very, very fine. And then it's almost non-existent up here. And the way we went about doing that is with the X-Acto knife, and we just scraped it. Kind of like, you know, how you scrape plating before gluing. And you get the idea. This side's even worse because it's really not, no definition here. People ask me why I do this. It's a challenge to see if I can. I'm sure this is riveting to watch me scrape chrome. So let's just finish this up later.
Since I can't paint the interior, nothing says I can't use real fabric to spruce it up. I found these mending tapes at the lobby of Hobby for a couple of bucks and seemed like a fun experiment.
So after removing the industrial size staple out of the packaging, I probably should have read it before actually doing this, because step 5 is press iron firmly to tape for 30 seconds. And that's kind of going to be difficult to do on our interior tub. So we're gonna have to come up with a different way of dealing with that. But first, deal with this by disposing of it properly. Don't throw that in the burn pile. You might get it stuck in your toe. So the first thing I did was make some paper templates that kind of show me where the upholstery is going to go. And to do those, I use my trusty calipers and just measured it and drew it out on paper, which helps because now you're not wasting a whole bunch of fabric. So I have these pieces here, and I only made one, this one, because I could flip it and do the other side. And then we took our fabric and I just transferred it. Use that. And so these things will then go applied as so. But how to apply them? It's kind of easy. Double-sided tape. Already put one down, and you just put it on the back side and trim it, and it sticks pretty good. And basically I just make sure I get the edges down, and I got the one piece already in. So let's do some more pieces. Another thing I really wanted to add was some carpet down here. And again, going through the Hobby Lobby, I came up with peel and stick felt. It's 99 cents. That's approved. So I cut a little piece, and it's adhesive backed. I just don't know if I'm gonna need it. So probably. And now we have red carpet for those fine fellows that get to ride in the town car. I even added a piece of that peel and stick red felt to the underside of the top to give them a little bit of a headliner. That'll add a little bit more class. So back to the interior, put a little bit of chrome trim, some foil on the door panels, and I've added the chrome front panel to add even more style. I didn't really skimp out on the driver compartment because I did choose to give him the gold dash with the gold controls. So that's pretty cool. So got the body. Let's put that in there like that. We're gonna start adding all the rest of the bits for this project. So let's wrap this up.
And here is my completed Naked Doozie. I was very selective about where to include the gold-plated parts that were included in the Metal Master issue. I did add bare metal foil to the black running board rub strips for some extra detail. Considering this model doesn't have a drop of paint, I think it's very visually striking, and the result is a most excellent going-to-town car. Inside the driver's compartment, I added the plated steering wheel and scraped the rim to show the gray plastic underneath. The gold dash and various other bits add another splash of color. The red felt carpet and the white fabric seat appears ready for royalty in any town. The chrome-plated engine is pretty cool. Duesenberg's typically had green engine blocks, and I wish I could have included that color in this build. The Metal Master kit had gold exhaust, and I seriously considered using those. The plating wasn't as even as I had hoped, and the chrome pipes add contrast with the gold hood trim. Underneath, the plated chassis contrasts well with the black plastic fenders and looks very Doozie-like. One final detail was a personalized Doozie 1 license plate, which was about to make much more sense. Obviously, combining these two kits into one left a whole lot of extra parts, and I just couldn't bring myself to send all those leftover Doozie parts into the burn pile. So I put them all together to make a pair of going-to-town cars. The black body got the majority of the gold-plated parts, giving this one a completely different vibe. This one fought me a bit more than the other one, since several of the black parts were warped. I didn't let that bother me too much. Speaking of letting things not bother me, I would have liked to spray some dull coat on the plated top to tone it down a bit, but I really wanted to stay to a strict no painting project. I also decided not to add the fabric details to the interior. Again, because the plated interior would have to be toned down with more dull coat. The all-black engine is nowhere near as interesting as the plated version. I put it in there anyway. The chassis is a bit more convincing because it has some level of contrast due to the plated fender unit. Another custom personalized Doozie 2 license plate finished this one off. So that completes my double Doozie Naked build. Which one do you like best? Put that down in the comments. Each kit claims to have 144 parts, so that was nearly 300 parts to deal with, and none went to the burn pile. Speaking of the burn pile, I'm gearing up for another doozy of a project that's gonna light it up. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, you know what to do, because I have all kinds of model car stories to tell. Thanks for watching.